104.5 The Team. We are live from the Radio Row of Super Bowl 50, or Super Bowl L as I choose to call it. And just because we are out here in San Fran, surrounded by Under Armour logos everywhere, we have to talk to our man, the myth, the legend, Jimmy Patsos. Jimmy, first off, I need your help, man. Where do we go and hang out in San Fran?
Oh, my God. I love Perry's is the old school place, but you got to go to the Cab Stand. It's on California Street. The Cab Stand is the old, it's over 100 years old. It's a big Red Sox bar.
What? I'm not going there.
Here in town. I know. Me and Greg Manning, when we played UC Davis, when we played San Francisco, every time we go out there. But the Cab Stand is a great place. It's very famous, but it's a Red Sox bar.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Coach,
No, I think you can put Yankee stuff in there and say we made the playoffs and you did.
That's fair. I'll get beat up in San Francisco for wearing Yankee stuff.
Coach, I got to rein Levac back in. You guys are taking on Monmouth tonight. It's a battle of first and second place teams in the MAC. What do you guys do to stop the Hawks?
No, Justin Robinson's a tremendous player, and it's one of those things you contain them, and then they got Brady inside, the big left-hander, and they've got a couple of local guys because Robinson also is from upstate New York. And Colin Stewart really hurt us last year. He had like 20 years, career high. He's from upstate New York as well. Now, they had signed prior to me getting the job, or we would have recruited them. But they want to play well. They know what the Times Union means, and they know what Siena is. And the fact that it's in first place is really exciting for the community and our fans and our students. But the players are looking forward to playing.
You going to get the kids on the bench for Siena to do some kind of that distracting stuff like those guys do?
No, I think they've got to kind of market. They kind of have a monopoly on that. And what they're doing is getting good attention, but don't be fooled. How well they're playing is what's getting them the most attention, and they deserve it. Beating Georgetown, Notre Dame, UCLA, USC. But we played them down there, and I don't think we gave them our best shot. We're looking forward to it tonight. And if you're listening, it's not on TV, so I'd come on down. It's going to be a great event, and we're both high-scoring teams, so it's really a good basketball to watch.
Looking ahead, do you think it's possible this year that Monmouth is so good that if they don't win the conference tournament that the MAC could be a too big lead?
I actually do think that. Now, between you and I, they can't really slip up at home because of the RPI, but if you're 40 or above, I think you should get in. But more importantly, they've played. I mean, when you beat an ACC team, a Big East team, two Pac-10 teams, what else do you want? I mean, and they play an exciting team, and King Rice, a Dean Smith guy, and the fans are great, and the kids on the end of the bench going to Good Morning America. In other words, it's a full package of why they should be in that tournament. But they have to, they're going to have to do some more work, and they got to get to the finals of our conference and all that. But yeah, I think a team like Monmouth, if they don't win our league, is what makes the NCAA exciting.
Coach, of course, we're live from Radio Row, Super Bowl 50. Coach Jimmy Patsos, Siena Saints, kind enough to drop us a phone call and be our tour guide / break down this Monmouth game for us. Is this the toughest challenge you guys have left on your schedule?
No, I don't do that. Every game's tough in the MAC. I don't do that. This is like every game's tough. At our level, every game's tough. Marist is a good young team. Niagara's playing really well. We had to go on the road. But we have to play at Marist again. We got to play Iona twice. We still have to go. We got Canisius here. We have to go to Ryder, the Bronx Zoo. No, every game in the MAC's tough. I don't do that. It's one game at a time. And this is going to be a tough game tonight. And then the one after that, St. Peter's, who's playing well. But I'm just worried about one game. I was worried about Marist on Saturday. We got it out. And I'm worried about Monmouth tonight.
Coach, brought to us by All-Star Wine and Spirits, and right next to Hannaford. Coach, All-Star Wine and Spirits saved my life. I had those little bottles that you're not supposed to bring on the plane that I brought on the plane. And if it wasn't for those, when I heard there was a flap malfunction and they weren't sure how we were going to land, I may have jumped out of the plane.
Craig to the rescue on that announcement.
Coach, we're out here in San Fran talking about Cam Newton a lot, and that's going to be a big topic of discussion, how he plays the game and the flair he has. Well, you've got your own Cam Newton on the team, and Nico Clare. Have you ever tried to rein him back in a little bit?
No, not really. I think Cam Newton's exciting to watch. I'm rooting for the Panthers. He's an Under Armour guy. I've met him at the horse race. I met him at the Kentucky Derby, and he's nothing but great. And also, I just think he's got a great spirit for the game. But once again, this is like the Monmouth thing. I don't care what Cam Newton does. I mean, I like what he brings, but he's a great player. he's a great statistical guy. He's a fantastic player that's led Carolina to a 15-1 record and 2 playoff wins. I think he's tremendous for the game, but I think he's a tremendous player. I think he handles himself well. And, yes, Nico has a little flair. I like Nico. All I know is somebody criticized Nico, and if you watch the end of the video clip that they're saying, he's the only one shaking every kid's hand and patting him on the back. He is like the nicest gentleman the minute the game's over. Yeah, he gets into a little in the game, but in other words, isn't that what we always wanted? Warriors on the court, but gentlemen off? I like it. I think Nico's great to watch. I think he's a good guy, too, and he's fun for the game.
Coach Jimmy Patsos, brought to us by All Star Wine and Spirits. We're live at Radio Row for Super Bowl 50, Broncos, Panthers. Producer Gaz tells me that you have yet another tie to the Panthers, not just the Under Armour family, but Michael Orr, Blindside fame. You recruited his little brother?
Yes, I did. SJ2, he is now on Loyola. He's there now. He's on the team. He's a senior. His father's the voice of the Grizzlies. His father's a great player at Ole Miss. And I met him through Michael Orr. I was at the game, and we met, and he just came to Loyola, and he earned a scholarship. The real SJ, not the character in the movie, but he's a nice kid, and the father's a great guy, great family, and the mom's amazing. She's just like you think in the movie. She's amazing.
Coach, Brett Bisping, MAC Player of the Week for the second, or MAC Player of the Week had 2 double-doubles this week. What have he and Javion Oganyemi done here to solidify your front court?
You know what's great is when one's off, the other one's really on, we've been lucky, you know, that we haven't had either both play well or one plays well or the other plays well.
Coach, it's weird. Like, I haven't seen you in 2 weeks. I'm feeling
Derek,
lost.
say hi to everyone in San Francisco.
Hey,
Please do.
what's up?
It's my nephew Derek's in town. Anyways, look, Brett Bisping is a team guy. I'm really happy for the numbers he put up. Javion's a wonderful leader, a great kid. LeVon Long does not get enough credit. He just doesn't, but that's the way he plays. He's not going to get a lot of credit. And then you have Kenny Wormley and Nico, but Ryan Oliver could be the unsung hero. In other words, we don't really care who gets the credit. We're trying to win. But Brett's rebounding has really stood out. We're fortunate to have him, and I'm really glad he got that honor because he deserves it.
Coach, I really wish that you were here with us in San Fran. I feel like that would make this trip all the more fun, but I know you got a busy week ahead of you. You got Monmouth and then St. Peter's on Friday night on ESPN.
Yeah, Friday night on ESPN. But, come out tonight if you're listening. And I wish I was there, although I'm not a good tour. Levac, last time I was there, I took my whole team to Coit Tower. And I said, this is where they filmed the first Dirty Harry. And they all looked at me and said, who's Dirty Harry? And I said, okay. And I know Harvey Milk, who's from Albany, had a lot to do. I took my team to the Castro to see Milk. So you're in a great city. I got to run, go get them, and I predict the Panthers win. I told you 34-17.
All right, Coach, best of luck tonight and the rest of the week, and thanks for making some time for us.
Thank you, guys. See you.